Welcome to Be Confused with your anonymous hosts.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, so we have a couple of topics to talk about. A lot has going on. A lot has been going on. We had a
Yes,
hurricane.
a huge category
Uh,
5, almost category 6. They
yeah.
might actually be creating a new category now.
Yes, because there were winds like closer to like 200
17,
miles, something
yeah,
like that. Yeah.
yeah.
Like steady winds of 170, 185, but like
But the gusts or
gusts
whatever,
of like close to 200, if not 200.
yeah.
So, yeah.
And being people who have lost their homes to
Yeah.
hurricane, that was a lot of hurricanes. That
And you
was
know
a
what?
lot
I
of.
used to criticize people that say, I'm not going to leave my house. I'm not going to evacuate.
Me too.
And then this happened, first time I had my own property and all that. I rent a place, not my own
Mm-hmm.
property, but I rent a place and I have the little things that I could have, my TV,
Mm-hmm.
my little coffee table. I love my coffee table. It has like this retractable, like
Oh
top.
yeah, I have
Yeah,
one of those.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love
that's
it.
cool.
And I have
Your bed,
my bed. Actually, that's it. Oh, and
your
my
TV. Yeah,
sofa,
I know. Like your TV, you talked
my
about your
TV.
sofa, your
Yeah,
coffee
and
table.
then there's my dad called. Hey, you should leave. Just to be cautious. Nothing happens. You live in front of a lake, and I used to criticize like old people that didn't want to leave. They're so stupid.
Yeah.
Those
Like
are just things.
why
Yeah,
would you
those are
stay at your
things.
house? A whole
But
entire hurricane's coming.
fuck, those
Yeah.
are my things. I
Yeah.
worked 7 years to be where I am today, and I don't have
Mm-hmm.
much. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
supposed to just leave it up to
Leave
nature to
it
whatever to do
and just
whatever.
get flooded and destroyed. Uh,
Yeah, so it was a little bit of a humbling moment. It's easy to criticize and talk shit about people, but it's not until like
when you're in that
you're in
position.
that position that you say like, "Oh shit, okay, never mind, I'm
I
sorry."
think that's good that you were able to reflect on
Yeah,
that and
but I'm
you
tired
actually
of
noticed that.
lessons.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, I'm
Yeah,
so
no, it's
tired
just
of
lesson
lessons
after
in life.
lesson after lesson. So yeah, I'm just tired of life giving me lectures.
Yeah.
But I appreciate it though. But yeah, Hurricane Milton, they tried to assassinate Trump supposedly again, like
Again?
fourth or third time. Yeah.
When?
I don't know. I
When he was
just
dancing for 30 minutes?
that's another thing.
He was
38
like a
minutes. Yeah,
he was like a
dancing.
really slow moving target.
Yeah, I saw a couple of his
He
I think
needs to
favorite
just
songs.
rest. I think he needs to just like rest. He's
Yeah.
78. He's tired.
He has he's doing pretty good for 78 years old. He
Have you
moves.
heard him talk?
Yeah, no, but his attitude, he looks very energetic for his diet and
Of
his
McDonald's.
age and
Yeah.
all that. So it's impressive, I guess.
Um. Okay. Our first question. How are you? How are you feeling?
Doing well. I'm doing better. I think I found a little bit of a balance between the work,
That's
school,
nice.
internship,
Everything else going on in your life.
relationally. We're in a good place. Me and my girlfriend.
Yay.
Uh, she's not gonna listen to this, but I'm looking at rings and stuff. Yeah.
Ooh. What if she does listen to this episode?
Then whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. But she
Um.
won't. I know she won't.
That's nice. Like I feel very
And
like
it's not because she doesn't support me. It's just she
she's
I don't need to
busy.
explain anything.
Yeah. You
She's not
don't
gonna
have to.
listen to
Yeah.
this.
You don't
Yeah.
have to
No,
explain
but I want to
anything.
explain to her, but like she loves me, but I talk a lot and I don't think she wants to keep
To
me
just keep hearing you
hearing me,
yap.
when I'm
You're a
not there.
yapper?
Yeah, I'm a yapper.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure. She has to hear a lot when you
Yeah.
guys are together.
So
She doesn't want
and
to
I
do it
get it.
all.
Yeah. Sometimes I do need a break of myself too. From myself.
um, I am feeling okay. I feel like yesterday I was a little bit anxious, but then I talked to my partner and we're good. It's actually nice. Like we've been together for like 7.5 years, and like because of all of my issues and my trauma and my childhood stuff, like it's nice when we're like getting into an argument or we're having a difficult conversation and I'm still like safe. I'm like, oh, he still loves me, or he's gonna be there for me, or he's supportive and all that. So it's just really nice.
Yeah, no, and we've been together only for like 2 years and a half, and I learned that you can love and also, ugh,
Yeah.
that person like not
Yeah.
stand them, but
I
in a good way, not
yeah.
like in a toxic way.
So I do that periodically. Like I would tell my
Like no
partner,
one has ever
told you that?
pissed me off more
Oh
in the
yeah,
world
I'm
than my
sure.
partner.
But do
I
you think
think,
it's like
but
pissed you
not in
off?
a like make me like mad or like
Irritated.
irritated more
Yeah.
than my partner.
Like
Not even
irked
my
you.
biggest enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I still love her, and I want to spend my rest of my life with
Yeah.
her.
Isn't that
So it's
cool?
a cool
That
feeling.
is so
Yeah, I
fucking
get it.
weird.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I feel like that with him too. And like on Saturday, I was just like, I don't like you today. And he was like, okay. But like we still had a good day. We went on a picnic. I was like hanging out with him. We were cuddling and stuff like that. But I was just like, I don't like you today. And that's okay because you're not gonna like the person you're with
Hmm.
all the time,
Yeah,
but you
because
still
love
love
is not,
them.
you don't find love, you build it. And that's how you do
Yes.
it.
Yes.
I
And
mean,
there's
that's what I believe.
trust and
Yeah.
all that stuff. No, no, yeah.
Mhm. Because
Um,
what people describe as love is that first 2 or first year
the
of
honeymoon
the
phase.
honeymoon phase. Yeah,
That's
after that, all
not
that's gonna,
that's not love. That's crazy. The
yeah,
honeymoon phase is not love. That's
yeah.
like infatuation.
And
That's
in order,
lust.
yeah, in order
That's
to
like,
keep that feeling, you need to work hard on it.
yeah.
Yeah, in order to keep that adventurous, that
Yeah.
excitement, you need to. That's a lot
It's
of
it's
work.
weird. After 7.5 years, like I'm so excited to go home and like be with him. And like we're going to something this weekend and I'm like, oh okay, I get to just hang out with him. It's so nice to just have that. And I've never seen a relationship like that in my growing up years.
Yeah.
Like a healthy relationship.
Not me either. Yeah, my mom and dad, they didn't have a healthy relationship, and they really, now that I look back, they really didn't put any effort on
Mm-mm.
their relationship. And
No. And it's about like communicating. And even when it's hard, you have to communicate and you have to listen to their side, even though their
or
side is stupid,
sometimes you need to be okay with that. Your partner cannot communicate. You need to give them
and give
space.
them
Yeah,
space.
so it's a
Yes.
little bit of both
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. We didn't even, I don't know why we're talking about partners. That was never.
Yeah, I don't know. Disclaimer.
Our disclaimer is that we may or may not know what we're talking about. We may or may not have done any research, and these may or may not be our opinions. We're just having conversations.
Yeah, but today are we talking about facts or something like that? No,
No,
I
we're
think
talking about, so we were just talking about the anxiety before the hurricane because we
yeah.
both lost our homes to a hurricane. And then I think there was a lot of fear coming through social media, coming through the news, the radio, and all that
I
stuff.
mean, but it's not like fear that we want you to be scared. Also, it does
No,
help for people to keep buying products the, for the hurricane and all that. So I guess a lot of companies do benefit from fear,
yes.
but you need to, like, fear is in these
Fear is
cases
is an emotion that a feeling that you
that
need.
you fucking need.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a hurricane coming. You should be fucking afraid.
Yeah.
So
But it was
people
the
keep saying, "Oh, they just want to scare us." And yes, they want to
no,
scare you because they want to keep you safe.
but I think it's the size of the hurricane
Hmm.
and like the intensity
Yeah,
of it
like
and the
take out what
power
people
of
are
it.
saying. Just go on to the
Yeah.
weather app on your phone and look at
Yeah.
that monstrous thing.
Yes. So
Yeah, it
that
was
was
a
like
historic hurricane. Everyone was talking about it.
it covered the whole
Like
entire state.
the reporters, the weather reporters, they were crying. What's it?
Jim
Mora-
Cantori?
John
No.
Morales, John Dewey
Oh, yeah,
Morales.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
He was crying.
he was crying. He's Puerto Rican. He's the one. He's when I saw him cry, he cried when he announced about Hurricane Maria hitting Puerto Rico.
Mhm.
When that guy says something, he's like we like he's the guy.
Yeah. He's like the Puerto Rican version of like Jim Cantori.
Uh
Jim
huh.
Cantori is the white version
Exactly.
of
If
your
he
guy.
says something, it's law. It's gonna happen.
Mhm.
And he
Mhm.
cried by Hurricane Maria, and he wasn't wrong on
Mhm.
anything. And when I saw that guy cry announcing Hurricane
Yeah.
Milton, I said, "Oh shit, we're fucked.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
real."
How many people died? Do you know?
I don't
Last
remember.
time I checked, I don't check
But
periodically, but
but
like
for Hurricane Maria, also our infrastructure is not the best right now. But for Hurricane Maria, close to 5,000 people died, 4,000 and something.
holy shit.
Yeah,
How many people died from Milton?
I have no idea.
I
I don't
think
think that.
16. Yeah, I don't think it
Yeah, I
was a
don't think
lot.
that many.
But I
Yeah,
mean, have you seen the videos of like the flooding and all that stuff?
yeah, it's insane. I even saw videos of crocodiles and
In the
alligators inside our
houses,
houses. Yeah,
inside the houses. How did they get there?
I don't know. Sometimes I even think that people just
Do
let
it
them
on
in and
purpose
then put it on social
just to
media
do
just to
it.
get views and
I
stuff
don't I
like
don't
that.
doubt that at all.
I don't doubt it. Yeah, because yeah, I don't know.
So like what is your opinion on like climate change then since we're talking about that hurricane?
I think it's evident. I don't think it's a theory. I think it's clear because people. What makes me mad? People trust people. What's it called? Meteorologists and stuff like that when they say, "Oh, there's going to be an eclipse at 8:49 p.m.
Mhm.
on Monday morning, and it's going to be
8:49. Yeah, it's giving you
it's
specifics.
going to be in this longitudinal and I don't know this specific coordinate."
Mhm.
And they trusted to go there. They pay tickets to fly to that place and see the perfect eclipse that's going to happen. But
Mhm.
when they tell you that the
A
ice is
huge
melting. Waters are
A
cold.
huge
I mean,
glacier
waters.
just like
The oceans are
melted.
getting hotter and hotter
Yeah.
and hotter. Fish are dying. Uh, like right now, this is weird. Like it's cold outside here in
It's
Florida,
weird
and
that
it's
it's cold.
October.
It's weird that it's cold,
Yeah.
right? It was
Hmm.
hundreds in the beginning of October. It was like 101, 102.
Yeah, and yes, it to this time it starts to get a little bit chilly, but not this fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Argument that people say I have friends that are really conservative and they follow very like the Republican Party and they're really like they're MAGA and all that, and they don't believe in climate change. They say, his argument. He's my age. His argument is that we only have records of the weather for a very short time. This has always happened. This is something normal. Nothing. This is
Even if
out of
it's
the
normal,
ordinary. And
though,
yes,
we can
natural
do
disasters are
something.
normal. What's
Yeah.
abnormal is that the waters are getting warmer,
Yeah.
and the categories of the hurricanes are
The
increasing. The winds,
frequency,
the
the
frequency,
power,
and where
the
they're coming
intensity.
from. They're
Yeah.
coming from the Atlantic, and my understanding, it didn't. I mean, from the Gulf of Mexico, like it.
Yeah. It definitely comes from the
Yeah,
Atlantic,
yeah. From,
usually.
but they're from in the
There's
Gulf of Mexico. There's,
rare occurrences in the Gulf of Mexico, I think.
there's. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't have the facts, but there's rare occurrences that those are the weird things. It's not weird that we're getting hurricanes and all
Yeah.
that. That's normal. It's part
Yeah.
of nature. What's weird is the occurrences. The waters are getting warm. We're losing our what's it called? You went to that place, Alaska.
Mm-hmm. Mendenhall Glacier.
The glaciers are
They're
melting.
melting.
So it's evident for me. It's no, there's no doubt that. So for me, it's crazy that some people, and
Like in
most people don't believe that
a
that's
lot of people,
something
yeah.
real.
But the thing is that I think that for me, I have climate change anxiety and I like try to save water and I try to not use plastic and I try to do this and
There's the doomsday clock, and
it's
I don't
for
4 years,
days,
yeah,
4 years,
4 years that
4 days.
uh,
Yeah. Then
that
we're
we have left to
fucked.
do something.
Yeah. Then we're fucked.
Yeah, if we don't do something in this upcoming next 4 years, there's no turning back.
And I know you don't want to hear capitalism,
Hmm.
but capitalism is making us feel like it's our responsibility, though they're pumping toxins
No,
and they're
yeah, they make
pumping
us think.
trash, they're pumping all of this into
They
the
make us
oceans.
think that if we switch to metal straws,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna save
Mm-hmm.
the world. They make us think that if we
No,
stop buying bottled waters, they're gonna like we're gonna solve the issue. They make us think that if we buy a Tesla or put solar panels in our houses, we're gonna solve
we're
the
going to
problem.
solve it.
And no,
No,
it's
no,
not
it's
right.
these massive companies
It's and
polluting. The
artists.
thing is, they're polluting the earth
Mm,
and they're polluting us. Like the companies, we're getting microplastics in our
yeah.
body. So they're polluting people. I don't know. It's just the world doesn't seem like a real thing. Like it doesn't seem like this is how our world works. Is we're dying. We're sick. We're unhealthy.
Hmm.
We don't have time to just sit and be, and it's all everything is about money.
Yeah. I think that's one of the biggest reasons that I have my faith. I think it's the only thing that gives me a sense of hope, a sense of meaning, because the world out there doesn't make sense.
That's interesting. So I talked to my supervisor and I was like, I do. I hate the world. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Hmm.
And she's like, well, you have to do the things that you can control. And I'm like, I like my bubble. I control my bubble and my bubble is fine and I'm
You
happy
know, I'm happy
in
about, it, but it
work.
doesn't eliminate what's going on
You
outside.
can still see.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, I still have, and I think this is my faith, I guess, and this is why I do this job, is I still think as humans we can fix it. Like we can just stop working and take a break. When we did that for the pandemic, because people were dying from a virus, a legitimate virus, the earth started healing. We were starting to heal. We were starting to hopefully connect with families and friends and stuff like that. We had time. There were so many people out walking and riding their bikes and doing all of these outdoor activities that we don't have time to do because we're working. We have to go to school. We have to hustle. We have to do this. It's like we're on somebody else's timetable and nobody is able to keep up with the expectation. And I think that's capitalism.
Yeah. I'm talking about bubbles and capitalism, our jobs, horrible
Our
bosses. You
jobs.
want to talk about that? The things
Oh,
that ruin our personal bubble and make it dark and horrible.
yeah.
You try,
Yeah.
you work your best to make this bubble, a safe environment, something that you feel comfortable. But then what happens when you have a miserable
The
job?
thing
Not even
is,
the job, a
a
person
person
that
a
makes your job
person can
miserable.
like just contaminate your whole entire existence. This is a You spend more time at work than anywhere else, right? The other time
Hmm.
you're sleeping at home and you have a horrible boss. Like I still have trauma from my boss. Like he literally, I don't know, he was such a fucking ugh, I hated him. He was really short and he had problems because I was tall.
Nothing
And
wrong with being short.
no, there's nothing wrong with being short, but he
Okay.
had a chip on his shoulder because he was short. Uh, so I would love to talk about your horrible boss things.
So I had many, but the most one that I really, I don't want to say hate,
We don't
but
have to have
yeah.
specifics about people, but we can talk about, yeah.
Yeah, no, I used to work at this mental health facility, and then the owner opened up like a cafe. At that time, I was transitioning to another job, but I kind of wanted a part time, to maintain to not be not earning money during that period.
Mm-hmm.
So hey, can I, is it okay if I, I'll help you in the cafe, while you get employees and all that, and you're also helping me. I need something very flexible, and I think that would be great. And she gave me the opportunity, and I knew she wasn't a good boss before. In the medical office, she
So
would.
what constitutes as her being, well, as a good boss?
What constitutes to be a good boss?
Yeah.
Um, I don't know, Mike. I think perfect example, or not perfect, but the closest thing to perfect is the boss that I have now.
No. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's
100%.
yeah. Can you you're better at describe it? Like, could you describe him, like what his?
I think that our boss now is very much, hey, I want to make sure that you as my employee
Yeah.
is okay. I want to deliver this
Okay, there you go.
service and I want to make sure that the people that are paying for this service, they are getting as much help and care and therapy as they need. Sometimes maybe to a detriment,
Yeah.
but it's out of the goodness of his heart. He
Yeah.
doesn't want money, he doesn't want anything. He wants us to have a really healthy
And
life.
it's insane to see someone, an owner of a company, that his main vision is not money. Obviously, we need money. He needs to
Yeah,
pay, and he wants to earn money as well. He likes, but
he likes to
you can
live.
see it. You can see it. His main goal is not money.
He wants to make sure that his clients are satisfied, his
Yeah,
employees are satisfied,
and he
and
understands the concept that if you help your employees, the service that they're going to provide is going to be
yeah,
better.
I don't
So the
think
main,
I,
instead of, I hate the phrase the client is always right.
yeah,
And here, that's not
no.
a thing that is applied,
I think
because
we're
the
very
clients are
supported.
not
I
over
think we're
white.
very
I mean,
supported
white, I
here.
said white, are not always right.
They're
There
not
you go.
all white either.
No, yeah, it's Florida.
But
But
I think we're also supported as clinicians and as employees. He wants to be there and he wants to trust us and he wants to make sure that we're happy when we come to work. And this job is really hard. And if you're doing that and you have a shitty boss, I couldn't imagine seeing clients and having a shitty boss.
and go back to my boss, that horrible boss that I had. Her main focus was money.
Mm.
The client well-being was last.
Sucks.
She would make me do things in the billing side of the company that weren't
Practical or ethical?
ethical. Maybe one could say maybe insurance fraud. Well, the office did close because they audited and they found a bunch of shit.
Oh shit.
That's what I think. Not
Mm-hmm.
100%. I knew all that, but I still wanted to, I wanted to experience to work at a coffee place. It was nice, and I needed it at the time. I needed the money.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things she would do is she would hire people that were in that immigration process, that were looking for jobs, but they couldn't legally get jobs. So she would take advantage of them and pay them a really
Mm.
shitty
What a
salary.
bitch.
Yeah. When I was working, I was waiting tables, also helping in the kitchen a little bit. Another thing she would did, in Walmart, they sometimes give away food that's about to expire, or it's
Mm-hmm.
expired but it's still edible.
Mm-hmm.
So she would get like pastries and
And serve
sell
it?
them. Yeah, she would just heat them up, and if it had, like uh,
Mold?
mold and stuff, she would just take it out
Stop
and
it.
sell it. Yeah. Um, and I ate from them too, because they tasted good, but still, you shouldn't do that. And I was earning pretty good on tips. Like, I was making close to $200, $300, like the day that
Oh
while I
wow.
worked there. Yeah. When her two daughters also worked there, they were not making as much as tips. When she saw that I was making a lot in tips, she said, "Oh, but no," because I decided, what do you want to earn, like hourly, or do you want to earn like 50 a day and then whatever you get on tips?
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm very good with people, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
like very a little extra. Hey, I have that. I don't know. I'm really good with people and getting them to like me and all that. And I knew that I was going to do a lot better if I, $50 a day and I worked like 12 hours,
Mm-hmm.
and then whatever I make in tips. So I was making $200, $300 a day. She saw that, and she saw that their daughters were not making as much, so she turned the thing. Okay, you earn $50 a day, but the tips are like cumulative,
Split.
split between everyone else.
What a bitch.
So yeah, and that happened.
And you were working 12 hours a day?
Yeah, yeah,
Good Lord.
yeah. That's why I was making good money, and she didn't like that. So yeah, she's a really unethical person, money centered. And recently I found out that she found her perfect career. She's becoming a politician and she's running for a position in uh, here.
Really?
Yeah. And I recently saw a TikTok that she posted talking about how real feminism is. Feminism is not shaming men or blah, blah, blah. So I reported it for misinformation.
I mean, feminism isn't about shaming men.
Oh, but she's saying it's not about responsibilizing men. It's about working together. So she was, because she was saying like it's not about blaming.
You're
If
like,
yes, we need to blame.
you're like,
Yeah,
fuck
men.
you. I'm gonna
Yeah,
report you for misinformation.
yeah. It's that like men are responsible for the things they do, and they need to be
Yeah.
accountable for it. We need to
Yeah.
what's it called? Make men accountable for what they're doing. So
Yeah.
yeah, if it needs to be aggressive and direct, it should be.
Yeah.
Anyway, I
There's a
reported
lot
it.
of men that are
Yeah, and
concerning.
that's my experience with my horrible boss.
My experience is
Okay, sorry. Your experience is, and sorry, it's just the computer cut off there, the
so
pause.
my experience is I was 24 and I was temping at this job and then they needed help in a different department and then I started working with this guy, this boss. And he really liked me. He was really nice. I think he was attracted to me and he was really nice and I would like hang out with him and like the CFO and this other guy, this VP. And when I would hang out with them alone, he would get jealous and he'd like come into the room and be like, uh, and he wouldn't even say like, oh, get back to work. Cause okay, that's a boss thing to do. He'd just be like, oh, so you're talking to blah blah blah. I was like, okay, that's weird. And so I'm 5'8", and when I would wear heels, I would wear like 6-inch heels. And I get that's not
Yikes.
professional, yeah, but I was a heel girl.
I
Like,
didn't think it's not professional. I just thought that's a really tall.
yeah. So he was like 5'4",
Mhm.
5. So he was small just in comparison. And then he'd always like comment like, "Oh, you're wearing heels again. Oh, maybe you shouldn't wear heels. Maybe you should wear like flats and stuff." And I'm like, "Oh, maybe you shouldn't tell me what to do." But I think something
That's weird.
happened. Yeah.
Telling you what you should or
I
not
mean, I
wear.
had a boss that was nice to me, but he told me to turn around in his office because I was wearing a skirt. And me being me, I was like, yeah, look at my cute skirt. And so I turned around. I've never been around very powerful men. I used to work at a grocery store. I didn't know that they did that. And there was a lot of different scenarios. This guy told me that the CFO, he was like, it'll be cheaper to just fire you than fire him. We know he's an asshole. We know that he's a jerk. We know all this stuff, but to replace you, it's easier. And
They openly said that.
yeah, 100%. Uh, so there's another situation. I didn't know I was going to talk about this boss, but we had this lady. She wrote a book and it's called like the likability trap. And it's about women who feel like they have to be likable to get in positions of power. So we had a
Likable in
conference
a
in
physical
like
way,
I anyway, like she has to be oh, sorry for interrupting you, Mr. blah blah blah, and she has to be likable because she can't be strong.
and compared to men, how do men need to be?
Men are allowed to be aggressive and strong and when they're saying like no, it's okay if they just say no, but a woman has to be like, oh, I'm sorry. Have you ever seen the difference between like a man email and a woman's email? It's
No,
like,
because
hey,
I'm thinking about me, and I think I don't know. Do I behave more because I feel the need to like the pressure to, oh, I don't want to sound mean, I don't want to
I think
sound,
that's your trauma, but yeah.
yeah, because so I
You
have more the approach of a woman.
more so more of like a feminine approach. I wouldn't say more of the
Okay,
approach of a woman, but like a woman's email would be like, "Hey, don't want to bother you, but I'm just checking in. Could you check on that report?"
okay,
A man sending an email is like, "Where's that report?" And that's okay for him to say that. But if a woman did
that's
it,
crazy. I
what a
don't find
fucking
that okay
bitch! Why would
for.
she do that? You've never seen that?
Oh, okay, maybe I understand it now. If it comes from a man, say, hey, where's this report? I say,
Hey,
okay, that's
co-host,
fucking rude, but whatever,
yeah.
I'll send it.
Or hey, co-host, I need that report by the end of the day. That's it. Not even if he's being rude. But a woman would be like, "Oh, hey, co-host, I was just wondering if you have the time, could you get that report to me by the end of the day?" And it's very soft and it's
Mm,
very likable and very demure and all that stuff, right? Like a woman has to be very soft. You
okay,
don't like that one?
I hate the
So
mirror.
does my
Yeah,
partner. He hates it.
I don't get it. But
The new
anyway,
one I like is in the club. We
I don't do that.
love it.
Don't.
Um, So he got on this call with this lady about her book and he said everything perfect. He's like, "Yes, women in business need to be strong and we as men, we have to support them and blah blah blah." Everything was so perfect. And then when we got off the call and we talked about it later, he's like, "Fuck that. I knew everything that I had to say. I'm not going to he knows exactly what to say to give off the interpretation or what is it? To give off the perspective or what am I trying to say? The look that he
Hmm.
is a feminist and he knows that women have it hard and stuff like that. But that's him. He's also he's gross, yeah. Um but my other boss, like his dad died. Honestly, I think his dad was at a subway station and like he fell and collapsed into the train. So it was like horrible.
Or
He had like a heart attack or he had something or a stroke and he fell
in the train ran him
into the
over.
train and either the train hit him like as he was falling or it ran him over.
Oh, that's some Final Destination type of
Yes.
stuff.
So I get that he was probably traumatized. I get that he was hurt and stuff like that. But ever since like his dad died, that's when things like just changed. It felt like I don't know, like it felt like he demanded my attention. He's like, "Look at me in the eyes, turn to me, take your headphones out, do this." And I'm like, "Well, you're not even talking to me." And I was such a fucking bitch. At one point I just checked out and I think I do this with men. I'm just like, "Okay, okay, okay." And he was so fucking pissed. And he was really creepy because he would just watch his camera at home. He had cameras inside of his house and he'd just watch his wife like sit on the couch and watch TV. And it's funny because we were actually talking about a client that's abusive.
Because if you
That
have cameras, I get it, but having them to watch them 24/7, like your
Yeah,
wife.
he would literally sit at his desk and have it on while he's working, looking at he'd be like, "Oh yeah, she's just watching TV today," or "She just went to walk the dog,"
You know,
or
sometimes I
something
have
like that.
Haitian on the phone on FaceTime, but that's insane.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It was just he did stuff so subtly, and now that I'm talking about it, it's like I don't really have a lot of things that can pinpoint how he was so abusive and the the mental toll that he's taken on me. But I remember when I had to work during the pandemic, it was in March, I would just cry at my desk and do shit. Like I'm just crying all day. I fucking hate this job. I fucking hate my life. I was definitely suicidal. Like every day I was like, okay, end of the day, clock out, kill self. Like that was my to-do list. Because he would just call me and be like at 8 o'clock at night, "Where's that report?" I was like, "I don't know. I'm at dinner right now. I don't know." He'll call me multiple times. I got PTSD from a ringtone on my phone. Like I it would ring and I would just cry. Just and it was so subtle. He did it so like eloquently, like because I don't have examples of him of what he did, but I just hate him and I hope he rots in hell. I hope his wife and his daughter are okay because he's definitely abusive. And if he treated other people like that too. Wow. Are you learning magic?
Yeah. Sorry, I just did a magic trick. But I'm
Why?
paying attention. I'm sorry.
No,
I was
why did
here.
you do that?
No,
Why are you learning magic? No, why did
no,
you
no,
do
I
that?
didn't. I just made that up. While I was putting it in
Wow.
here, I was actually putting in the other hand.
Wow. That really Wow.
Yeah.
I'm not
Anyway.
that impressed, but that you did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but I just hate him and I feel like I still have residual trauma from him. And I hope he burns in
No, definitely
hell.
in the like between my boss and your boss, you won the worst boss of the year.
He was really gross. He was very sexist. He was racist. He asked me if I wanted to do coke. He's like, "Do you do coke? Do you want to try it?" And I was like, "No." Do you do coke? Because you sure seem like it. He was really fake. Every time we go to like office parties or office events, I'd literally like always be on the other side of the room and he'd like come and just try to talk to me and I'm like, it was so fucking weird. I hate this guy. I wish I could say his name. I can say his name. His name is Jose. I'm not gonna say his last name, but
There's a gazillion.
Jose.
Half of the Puerto Rican population is Jose, so
He's Dominican.
no one's gonna know.
He's a
No.
short Dominican.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, if I see him, I'll let you know.
Thanks. I hope you don't.
I don't know.
But like there's different scenarios and examples. Like I've had a boss that like yelled at a coworker right over me and it was so awkward and then he came into the break room and he was so like aggressive about his apology, but I was just eating lunch and I like paused and I was like okay. And he's like, "I'm so sorry that I did that, but I'm just really overwhelmed and I hate when people do that." And I was like, "Okay." It was that boss was crazy.
It's insane. And you never reported him like to.
No, HR, I wrote a whole entire letter to HR and they're like,
That's a whole lawsuit
we
that
don't
you.
find any, no, because it had to be like sexual discrimination
I mean,
or
didn't he make
gender.
you do a little twirl?
That's the other one.
Oh,
But I don't have proof about it. And that's the thing about lawsuits and that's the thing about what we should actually talk about and change is like sexual harassment and harassment in the workplace and stuff like that. I'm not going to record him telling me to
I'm actually doing my scholarship. That's a training that
about workplace harassment
or
or
like women violence against women in the workplace.
yeah.
I need to do that I need to train 7 agencies on that and give them
Wow.
training on that. It's pretty cool.
I also think it's very like a lot of people that are abusive, the trash is outside. A
Outside,
lot of
okay.
people that are abusive tend to be men, and I don't think that their abuse stops at their house. They're like, "Oh, let me go to my job and be a
An
proper
asshole.
no, but they're not being proper people. And a lot of times it's against women because usually my boss, he couldn't talk to the CFO like that, but he could talk to me and he could talk to my coworker, and I just I hate him, and I really hope he's like, I don't know. I feel like rotting in hell would be too good for him. But
Let's end on a positive note. We found a good
well,
place to
we
work.
have
We
a
have an
really good
amazing
place to
boss.
yes, we have a really good place to work. We have a lot of supportive people here.
Yeah.
Our boss is amazing. Our boss cares about us. Our boss cares about the company. Our boss cares about like the service that we're providing,
Yeah.
and I think that more people should find jobs and careers and
Yeah.
positions that have
Try to
people like that.
prioritize work environment rather than money. Obviously, we like if you need money, you need money. But it's I worked at a
Yeah.
place that you
Money's
know
not worth it. Worth
no
your mental health
yeah no.
or anything like that. It's not. But yeah, I think that's a positive note.
Well, there's that. Thank you
So,
for joining
well,
in.
yeah. So like and
Like,
subscribe. Email us at to be confused
yeah.
podcast
If
at
you subscribe, please
gmail.com
tell people about us. This
about
is
this amazing
yeah,
anonymous
we're doing this,
podcast.
for because we like to talk and we like
Yeah. And we
to
would love people to engage and talk with us in the comments.
yeah, and that helps us. That
That
we're
helps
doing
us
this for
not feel like
free
we're
and
crazy.
this is free content for you.
Yes.
Like, subscribe, tell people about us, let them know to like and subscribe so we could get I don't know, maybe we'll get a few bucks
Yeah.
eventually in 2 years or three.
Eventually.
Yeah.
2 or 3 years?
Yeah, it's gonna take a
Hopefully
long
it's
time.
hopefully it'll be before.
Yeah.
Send us
Anyway.
money.
Yeah. Thank
Okay.
you. Bye.
Bye.